Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am the Grumpy Vlogger. I am on my way over to see my son Aunt Warner. I'm probably running late as usual, but I was late getting around and had company show up and everything else. So I may not catch him on his lunch break. But that's all right. He's the chief of police, so he might be able to get, his boss might let him have another 20 minutes to visit with the old man. But today's his 50th birthday, so this is the 24th of August, so this is be for VEDA number 25, because this will go up tomorrow. Okay, folks. This is the Grumpy Vlogger back at you. I just got through doing some shopping over here in Warner, Oklahoma at the Dollar General store because I had to pick up some stuff anyways. Picked up my mail that my son brought to me. Had a good, enjoyable visit for his birthday, and Mama Vlogger wasn't feeling good, so she stayed at home, but, I know that upset her because she didn't want to, but, so I'm on my way back to Gore, Oklahoma. So, alright, so VEDA number 25. If I had a chance to spend an hour with anybody in the world, 48 hours with anybody in the world that I, dead or alive, who would that be? Well, I'm probably going to say first off Judy. And I get to spend 48 hours with her all the time. But she's absolutely my best friend. I've become a bit of her caretaker, but that's all right. It's just the way it is. She was mine when my EMS was bad, and I couldn't think of anything better. Another person I'd want to spend 48 hours with, dead or alive. And I hope with her it's going to be alive for a long time. So what have I seen in the news that I found just absolutely exciting? They're still carrying on about the animal crackers. Come on, folks. Get alive, animal crackers. Come on. There are so many more important things you could be wasting your money on, VEDA. But, see, that's what happens. It starts out, they're trying to free the cute little puppies and doggies that are being used in the puppy mills, and that's a good cause. Yeah, that's a good cause. Okay, that's a great cause. But then they went after Barnum and Bailey. Okay, well maybe they didn't treat their animals well. Maybe they should have done better.
Turn left to stay on US 64 East.
If you're hearing this other voice, it's simply my Google Maps telling me where to turn, but at this point I know where I'm at. So, and I had a really good visit with James. We got to, now he showed me something, being a police officer, and apparently there's been a rash of 10s and 20s that are being counterfeited. And he showed me one of the newest ones. And first off, when you hold it, you realize it's done on a medium grade paper, but it's still not very good. It's certainly not from a bill. And of course, I assumed it was a real bill when he showed it to me because it had Chinese writing on it. Which everybody knows. From the last administration, we borrowed so much money that all of our money has made in China printed on it now. So I assumed this was a real one because it had Chinese writing on it. But it turns out it was a counterfeit. Listen, guys, if you're going to be criminals and you're going to be counterfeiters, take some pride in your work. Use quality ink, quality paper. Remember the watermarks. This one, where the watermark was supposed to be, just had a big white circle. Nothing there, nothing, they didn't even. And if you're not a criminal and you need to check your 10s and 20s, because there's some people putting out some really crappy counterfeits right now, and it's just it's sad how society has gotten. We're freeing the animal crackers because they're being mistreated by Nabiscos, Barnum and animals, and we're making really crappy counterfeit $10 bills. Now, what does that have to say about society? I mean, nobody takes pride in their workmanship.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto North Railroad Street.
Used to a counterfeiter was somebody to be admired. I mean, he was a crook, don't get me wrong. He deserved to go to jail, you know, because well, I don't know. Does he or doesn't he? Okay, so let's look at it from this point of view. I'm going to stop this so I can do a little editing later.
Turn right onto North Railroad.
Okay. This is going to be the third part. I was discussing counterfeit $10 bills and $20 bills that seem to be real prevalent here in Oklahoma right now, and the fact that nobody is taking pride in workmanship. Now, one of the things I was saying is, you know, used to be a counterfeiter was somebody to be admired because they were an artist. They were, they did good work. I mean, it was all hand done. Now it's done on a cheap photocopier with cheap ink and cheap paper, and oh yeah, I mean, this one was passable, but I knew it wasn't. Well, actually, I did question, as I said a little bit earlier, and I'll probably add this in. This $10 bill, because of where we borrowed so much money from the last administration, you know, it all came from China. I knew, I assumed it was real because it had Chinese writing on it. So I just assumed, you know, because it's where all our money came from for the longest time was from China. So I assumed with the Chinese writing, it was real, but no, it was a counterfeit. So this was a really crappy job. Now, my point of all this was, yes, counterfeiters are criminals and they should go to jail, because what they don't understand is they are hurting our economy by influxing the economy and they're devaluating our dollars because they influx all this fake money that has no gold or silver to back it up. There's no Federal Reserve backing up the fake bills. On the other hand, I don't know, and of course, as a result, those people deserve to go to jail. But then that makes me ask the next question. Well, if that's the case, why isn't Congress going to jail? Because they're constantly flooding us. You know, they're just printing off new money anytime they feel like it. Oh, we got to do a research on the on seagull poop. You know, let's let's make sure that, hey, that white stuff on top of the bird poop, it's still bird poop. You know, but they had to have a study about that, I'm sure. So, but they didn't have enough money, so they went over to Treasury Department, and they went to the Federal Reserve, and they said, hey, we're going to write a bill here. We don't know how we're going to pay for it, but we're going to write one, and we're going to send here, and we're going to have you print off another $1 trillion. Well, that devaluates our dollar. They're doing nothing more than counterfeiting. As far as I'm concerned, politicians are doing nothing more than counterfeiting when they keep raising our deficit. A deficit means you're in debt. You know, I run a deficit, and then I'm going to end up in the poorhouse because, well, you know, that's the sad thing. They don't even have a poorhouse anymore. Now you're just homeless. At least back during the times of Dickens, they had the poorhouse, you know. Anyways, that's a rant. Should we send our congressmen to prison for counterfeiting? Because what they are doing, the way they run the budget, is absolutely no better than the guys printing off them really cheap, tacky looking $10 and $20 bills that are floating around right now. You know, used to, a congressman took pride in what they did, you know. They did all sorts of things for the constituents. Mind you, they got bribed a lot, but at least they got your money's worth when you bribed them. But nowadays, they have lobbyists, and which basically is the same thing as bribers, but you know, it's a new name for it. You know, they're trying to make it seem sophisticated. But there you go, question of the day. Should Congress go to jail for counterfeiting American money? Because the way they've been running things lately, that's all they are, is a bunch of counterfeiters. Anyways, I'm going to sign off for a little bit, and I'll do my closing in just a little bit. Okay, folks, I'm going to call it a day now. I am the Grumpy Vlogger, and remember, subscribe. Check out what I put up here in the cards. Check out what I have over here, or what I may have over here. And give me a thumbs up if you like it. Give me a thumbs down if you don't. Be nice to everybody, okay? And y'all have a good rest of the weekend. This will be going up on this will be for Saturday. So, like I said, I am the Grumpy Vlogger, and I am out of here. Bye-bye for now.